Hi everyone, welcome to the video. I'm Tim. And being an ex-sheriff's deputy and working the National Forest, I've picked up a lot of things over the last 30 years. I'm going to share them with you today. I'm going to take you through some ways to protect yourself, some ideas you can carry, and also how to communicate if you are hurt and you need help. So we're going to go over those in today's video, so let's get started. You know, this video came to mind after the unfortunate incident that happened this last week in Devil's Den with a couple that was out hiking with their kids. And that's very unfortunate. I feel bad for them and their family. But I wanted to talk about this because I'm going through all the hiking forums and everything, reading all the comments, and a lot of people are scared and they're upset and they're afraid to be out in nature and on the trails, which is really unfortunate. I used to be a deputy sheriff out here and I used to work the National Forest, so I've seen just about everything that you can see come through here. I've seen some very nice people that will give you the shirt off their back, and I've seen some guys that you don't want to turn your back on. So I'm going to go over some tips that I've learned along the way after being out here in the hiking and in the forest for over 30 years. And we're going to start off with some of the things that we can carry with us to protect ourselves. And we're going to start off with just a simple old trekking pole. And you know, everyone knows how to use one of these on the hike. Everyone knows how to hike with one. But what you don't understand is this is a very good weapon whenever it's used properly. You can strike with it, you can jab with it, and there's several things that you can do with this that will protect yourself in an emergency situation, because the last thing you want to do is to do nothing. And when you're out like this, you want to be aware of your situational awareness. You want to look around, you want to notice people that look out of place, and just notice everyone. Whenever I'm out on the trail and I'm hiking, whoever I come across with, I make eye contact with those people. I say hello to them and I move on. But I always look into their eyes and look at their expression back. And the big thing is just whenever you're walking, let people know that you see them and all, and you just keep it moving. And most of the time you're fine with that. Besides a trekking pole, the other thing that I have used for years out on the trail is just a good old hiking staff. And these things are great. And this one here is over 50 years old. My mother bought this whenever she was down at Dog Patch USA, back down there in those old days in Arkansas. And she's had it ever since. And this is a very solid hiking, some people call them hiking sticks, some people call them hiking staffs. But this is good for a lot of different reasons. And I'll do a whole video about one of these days. But the same thing, this could be a very good weapon whenever used properly. And it's good enough to get someone away from you and for someone to leave you alone that's coming after you. So a lot of times in the fall, I like to carry these, and also the summer and spring, just because they're very good defense against snakes and stuff that might come on you as well. So I've always been a huge fan of the hiking staff. And one of the things I keep inside my pack is some pepper spray. And this is actually law enforcement grade pepper spray, but for many different reasons. You know, if someone was attacking, this is a good option, but it's also better than nothing if there's a bear attack or anything like that, which I really don't expect one of those in this area. But if I was in an area that I was expecting it, I would have an actual can of bear spray. But at the same time, this is really good and it's compact and you can carry it with you. And I think everybody at a minimum should carry pepper spray, because this is also a canister of pepper spray as well. And you can see this is very small. It doesn't take up any room, and it just has a safety release that you flip up. And once you flip it up, you push this button, and this can be on a set of car keys, so you can just have it down in your pocket with your keys. So this is a very good option as well. Now, an option I think is really good for people is the Citizens Taser. And this is the older model. This is the old C2, and I'm not even sure if they make these anymore, but I've had it for a very long time. And I've always had my family members carry these. They have done a very good job. And the thing about them is they have a cartridge, and this cartridge fires out 2 darts. And whenever it sticks into someone, it's just like the ones you've seen that the police carry. It's the same company that makes these, only on a citizen grade model. But basically, they're going to immobilize people. And if you miss or the darts don't work, this still acts as a stun device too, that you could drive stun them with it and get them away from you and off of you. Now, one of the drawbacks for something like this is you have to be immediately close to them to use it as a stun device. And you'll see a lot of those that you can pick up at pawn shops and different events. And With those, you actually have to touch people. I'm not a really big fan of something where you actually have to be so close that you touch someone with it, but with the darts that shoot out 15 feet, that's a pretty good option, and I like that. But a stun gun or a taser is another great option for self-defense. The next excellent choice is a Burnup. Now these come in different colors. This one's all black, but they have them in different colors where you can tell that they're not a firearm. But with this, it fires off a CO2 cartridge. And you put the CO2 cartridge in and it doesn't actually engage until the first shot is fired, and then it penetrates that cartridge and it's active from then on. And it comes with different types of ammunition. Like this one here is a pepper ball. So whenever it hits someone, it disperses the pepper spray all over them like a powder. And this one's a harder kinetic ball, so whenever this hits something, it's very hard and solid. A lot of people that aren't comfortable with carrying a firearm are comfortable with something like a Burnup gun. So these have been a popular alternative, especially to people that are visiting national parks and different forests and places where firearms are prohibited. They can normally still carry these in their vehicle without any problem. This pack here is one of my favorite. It's the best designed one I've found. And what's nice about this is it gives me a lot of things that I can carry with me. I can carry some simple first aid with me. I actually have a beef jerky stick in case I get hungry or lightheaded. I can carry my headlamp in here. I can carry an extra magazine in here and also a multi-tool along with pepper spray as well. And I can also carry something to protect myself comfortably inside here as well. So having a pack like this is important to me. But whatever protection mode that you choose, whether it be the OC spray or maybe the Taser or whatever, it would fit in here. And a person should also always carry a knife with them too. Just having a simple knife to defend yourself, to help someone get off of you whenever they're trying to attack you, is an excellent choice. It was really surprisingly few times that people actually had trouble with other people. Most of the time, whenever rescue would have to come out, either somebody was lost, somebody had fallen and hit their head, and falls were really the biggest thing that would happen for hiking emergencies, is someone would fall down. For one, if you ever go in the wilderness, the first thing you should be doing is downloading your maps. Whether you use All Trails or Gaia or whatever app that you're using, you should download the maps for that area and have them to where you can pull them up even when you have no cell phone signal, because navigation is key. And I've seen so many people get lost out here in the woods, and we've spent days trying to find people out here in the woods. The next thing that everyone uses out here are these Garmin InReaches, and these are really good. This is the InReach Mini, and you notice how small it is. It's a very small device, but you're able to communicate by satellite text messages with a family member. And I like this device a lot because I can carry it in the pack and it takes up little to no room at all. And I also carry on my backpack a different type of satellite communicator as well. This is the Zolio. And the reason I choose this one, the Zolio, to carry with me on a hike is it has the SOS button, but so does the Garmin InReach as well. But it's a big button that you can push and it will notify rescue for you if you ever fall down, you're incapacitated, you can't move. This is a great way to get a hold of rescue. Plus, you can also send text messages on a dedicated number, where the Garmin changes numbers a lot of times through the apps and all. This here is always the same phone number, so I can use my phone to tether over to this to send out text messages to family members, also receive text messages. And I like it because I can download the current weather conditions and I can keep my eye on the weather when I'm out here on the trail. So having the Zolio for me is invaluable, so I always bring it. The next type of signaling device I carry actually on my pack, and I carry two different types on each side. The first one is a whistle, and you shouldn't go out in the wilderness without a loud whistle, because after a while, if you were lost, you can only scream out so many times, especially if you don't have any water with you and you're getting dehydrated. Having a whistle is good. It carries your voice, it carries further than your voice would. So be able to blow this whistle, somebody's going to hear it, hopefully, and they're going to see where your position is. So I carry that, which I carry a signaling mirror. This is one that you look through and you line it up with the sun, and you can flashlight to where you're at so you don't have to whistle or do anything. If you see someone in the area, a car moving, an airplane moving, You can move this around to try to get people's attention to let them know that you're stranded there or you need some help. The other signaling device I carry with me are these chem sticks. These are very good, especially at nighttime. Once the sun goes down, they all have a string that come with them, and you can just twirl the string around and you can signal people that you need help once you break it open. It also gives you a little bit of light during those hours. They normally last at least 6 hours. So during that time, you're going to be able to signal people, and you're going to have a little bit of light too. So you should always have a chem stick with you. And I always carry a lighter torch with me. And just because having fire is a really great thing, if you are kind of stranded somewhere, at least you can build a fire. The smoke from that fire will give up your location as well. Make sure there's no burn bans out, or there's nothing that's going to burn down the forest while you're trying to signal for help. You don't want that. But always keep a lighter with me so I can start a fire and at least keep comfortable, or at least people see the smoke. If I ever needed to signal someone, that would give a clue where I'm at. Another thing I carry with me is this little G5 by Woobin. I like it because it has signal options on it too, where it can put out light to where you need help. It can also act as a flashlight as well, which is very bright, and it's very small. So I like keeping this on me just as an extra signaling device too, because for one, it doesn't take up any room, and there's more purposes than just one that you can use it for. All right, I hope this video helped everyone. I want to give you guys some ideas on how you can defend yourself. We all come out here to nature to enjoy it, to get away from craziness. We don't want to find crazy out here, and we don't want to be nervous about all the time. Even though if you bring someone with you to hike, that doesn't mean you're safe. So people may not be comfortable carrying different types of weapons, but out of all those I showed you, you should be able to pick out one that would be right for you, because not everything's right for everyone, and that's okay. But please look at some way to protect yourself. Please look at some way that you can communicate in case you get hurt, whether it's by an animal, a person, or whatever. Always defend yourself the best you can, and we don't want to just fall a victim. So I hope you got some value from this. Let's come out here and keep enjoying the outdoors. No sense in us staying away from what we love and we want to appreciate, but just be aware and have a plan. So I hope you got some value out of this, and we'll see you in the next video.